Okay, well, hey, what's up? So today I'm going to show you two methods on how to get up old tiles. So the first step here, so the first method here we're going to talk about is for smaller jobs. I mean, we're talking probably less than 100. 100 is probably square foot's the highest you're going to want to go. So I just did one this way, getting up the tile in the Thinset at about 100 square feet. That was good tile and Thinset, and it took me every bit of 4 hours. But I've done smaller jobs, like a guest bathroom, that have taken maybe a couple hours tops to get up both. A lot of it depends on the tile that you're taking up and the Thinset. So for smaller jobs, to get up the tile, what I would just use is you can get a tile remover like this. That's basically like a chisel, or you can just use a chisel, a wider chisel, and I'm going to take it in at an angle and hammer it in. Now this video got lost in the mess somewhere, so I'm going to kind of improvise here. So your first one, if you're doing a smaller job, you can do this, or if you're just replacing a piece of tile, this is a good way to do it. So yes, I know this is actually carpet in my garage. So let's act like this is tile. I'm going to take this just at an edge, or you can put it in the center. If you're just starting from the center, you just want to demolish, you can just hammer away. Boom, boom, it's hard. And break it up. Or you can start at an edge, and you just push this down the edge, have it at an angle. You can do a more 90-degree angle, closer to that, we'll say 60, and we're going to hammer. Okay, so that's what we're going to do if you're doing up that. They'll start popping up. They may pop up in pieces, they may pop up in sheets. Now everyone's different, but that's it. Just take it and hammer it in on the edge there, and that'll get your tile up. So that's your that's the first way that you can do for smaller jobs. The second way, I have some video of that actually going to work for your bigger jobs. I just took up probably about 500 square feet in this house, and I used this method. We got the tile up in about 3 hours, with about probably 400 square feet of that. So the next method, you go to Home Depot somewhere, or you can buy, if you want to spend some money, a demolition hammer, and they will give you a tile remover. It basically looks like this, probably a little thicker, and that thing does the majority of the work. You still have to put in work, but I have my cousin and me tearing that up, so here you go. I got a demo hammer. This is a spade that we'll use for Thinset. The Thinset, you're going to get the tile off, then you're going to Thinset layer over it. So it's a real thin blade. To get the tile off, you can just use a normal chisel spade blade for this. So you're going to need a mask, gloves, eye protection. Yeah! Work it. Hey, what's up? So today I'm going to show you two methods of how to get up Thinset, old Thinset from the ground. After you got your old tile, you're going to get up Thinset. Okay, so for the first method of doing Thinset, it's for smaller jobs, or if you're just like replacing a piece of tile or a couple pieces that are loose, this method works well in conjunction with the other method to get up the tile. So what you can do is, you know, this is for smaller jobs, 100 square feet or less probably, depending on what tile you're taking up. I've taken up guest bathrooms in a couple hours, both the tile and Thinset. I've taken up 100 square feet of hard shit in about 4 or 5 hours. So, you know, it's just a method. So I don't have a video, got lost in the shuffle, but this will be a little walkthrough. Use your imagination of how to do this. All right, so let's act like this is the, we got the tile up. This is actually carpet, whatever. So what we will do is, what I will do a lot of times is I'll just come over and scrape the Thinset, just hammer this thing on it, boom, boom. You know, we'll just taking at it like that. You know, like I would do with carpet glue. You know, just taking at it like that. If you get some more stubborn pieces, you can hold this thing at a good angle and hammer it in. Okay, like that. Now this is a thinner blade, but you can hammer it and it'll shoot it up. So there's your method. You can come scraping at it. If you get more stubborn spots, hammer at it. This is not a chisel. I use a putty knife, and it's a real thin putty knife that I found. And this thing does wonders. I've used this thing for a good 5 years on big jobs, and it's still holding up. You know, it's a cheap putty knife, but it's a real thin one, and that's why the scraping works well with it. And then, like I said, if you're gonna hammer, get yourself a thin putty knife like this, and you can go to town with it. And it's not that difficult. Now, the other thing that you gotta keep in mind is, if you're going down with you know, more tile on top of it, just changing the tile, it doesn't have to be smooth as eggs. You know, it doesn't have to be brand spanking new looking. You can have little ridges because you're gonna tile right over it. If you're doing wood floor, that's give or take. If you're gluing down, then you have more leeway, but you know, it's give or take. You want to get it fairly smooth, but it doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, you can have a little bit of humps to it. You just want to take out the, you know, thicker areas. So the next step for the bigger ones is you'll go rent or buy. You got to spend a little bit of money. You go to Home Depot or any hardware store or whatever and rent. They'll guide you in the right direction. Tell them you want to take out some Thinset. You'll rent a demolition hammer, and they'll give you like this wide spade, and it's really, really thin, and you put that thing on. I'll give you a video of me doing that, and you just let the machine do all the work, really. You just kind of put a little pressure down, change the angle, and let it just go to work. So we'll shoot that video the second way. I got a demo hammer. This is a spade that we'll use for Thinset. The Thinset, you're going to get the tile off, then you're going to get Thinset layer over it. So it's a real thin blade. You're going to need a mask, gloves, eye protection. Whenever you do a Thinset, it is going to get dusty. So unless you want a sinus infection, which I am not a huge fan of, then I recommend using a damn mask. Let's go.